All right, welcome to the explainer. You know those moments when you just wish you had a secret advantage? A way to know the absolute perfect time to make your move? Well, today we're diving into how an ancient strategic tool called Chi is used to do exactly that, turning these complex charts into clear, real-world decisions. So let's say you've got this killer business idea. You're all set to go. But when do you actually file the paperwork? Does it really matter if it's on a Monday versus a Thursday? According to this system, it matters a whole lot. Or how about this? You're staring at a major career crossroads. You've got two incredible job offers on the table, but you can only pick one. Talk about pressure, right? The timing feels absolutely critical. And look, this stuff isn't just for the boardroom. It's about our personal lives, too. I mean, from asking someone on a first date to putting an offer on a house, we all have those moments where we just stop and think, is now the right time? See, these aren't just things we wonder about. They're strategic questions. And today, we're going to open up the Chi toolkit and see exactly how it helps answer them. Let's start with a couple of areas where the stakes are super high. Okay, first up, let's talk about career and wealth. Because in these areas, making the right move at the right time isn't just important, it can change everything. All right, let's get practical. Picture this. You land an interview for a job you really want. They give you two options, Tuesday afternoon or Friday morning. Does it actually make a difference which one you pick? You might be surprised. This is where things get really interesting because Chi gives you a way to look at the data. If we pull up the energy chart for Tuesday, we see something called the open door. That's all about new opportunities, and the assist star, which means help is on your side. That's a fantastic combo for an interview. But Friday? Whoa. That chart shows the death door, stagnation, and the sickness star, problems. Suddenly the choice is pretty obvious, right? This isn't about luck. It's about aligning your actions with the best energy available. You're definitely picking Tuesday. Okay, so what about something even bigger? Let's say you found the perfect house. This isn't just a small decision. It's a massive financial and emotional investment. Is there a perfect moment to submit that offer to give yourself an edge? Well, according to Chi strategy, the answer is a big yes. And the process is actually super methodical. First, you'd look at the parts of the chart, they're called palaces, that are all about wealth and property. Then, the goal is to hunt for a day on the calendar when the energy in both of those areas is strong and positive. Once you've got that perfect day, you narrow it down even further to a specific 2-hour window. That's when you hit send on that offer, basically stacking the deck in your favor. Okay, so it's pretty clear how this works for big money moves. But what about the personal side of life? Let's take a look at how these exact same ideas can help with everything from first dates to flying across the world. Here's a classic modern-day problem. You match with someone on a dating app, the banter is great, and then comes that moment. When do you actually suggest meeting up for that crucial first date? Once again, Chi gives you a kind of strategic checklist. You check out the palace in the chart that deals with relationships and look for good signs. Things like the life door, which suggests growth, or the rest door for comfort and ease. You'd also keep an eye out for something called the Six Harmony God. That's all about connection and great communication. The chart can even point you to a favorable direction, like the southwest for the date itself. It's another layer of strategy. So far, we've been talking about creating good situations. But what about avoiding bad ones? Think about international travel. It can be a real headache. Can timing your flight actually help you have a smoother journey? Oh, for sure. The strategy here is all about risk management, using the chart to spot potential red flags. You look at the part of the chart for the direction you're traveling. And if you see things like the death door, which could mean delays, or the white tiger god and energy linked to accidents, or even the sickness star, you'd know that's probably not the best time to fly. By just picking a different departure, you could be dodging a whole lot of trouble. All right, so we've seen some pretty powerful examples, but what's the big idea that makes all of this work? It actually comes down to a really simple, almost elegant formula. The first piece of the puzzle comes from a sister system called Bodzi. The best way to think about Bodzi is as your personal energy blueprint. It's calculated from your exact birth date and time, and it tells you about your character, your natural gifts, and where you might struggle. Bodzi is basically the who in our formula. And the second part, that's Chi So if Bazi tells you who you are, Qi Men tells you when to act. It's like having a map of the universe's timing, showing you the exact moments when the energies are lined up to support what you want to do. And when you put those two together, that's when you get what we call maximum impact. It's all about aligning your personal strengths, your who from Bazi, with a moment of cosmic support, your when from Qi Men. It's that simple but incredibly powerful formula. Who plus when equals success. It's using who you are at the perfect time. So when you wrap all this up, what does it really give you? It gives you something priceless, really. A decisive advantage. Think about it. In any situation where timing is a big deal, from huge negotiations and career moves to personal milestones and even competitions, you're not just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best anymore. You're using a system to give yourself a real, tangible edge. It's like sitting down at the poker table but having more information than anyone else. And this, right here, might be the most important thing to remember. Qi Men is not about predicting the future. It's not about fortune-telling or just waiting for things to happen to you. It's a tool for being an active creator in your own life. It's about choosing your moments strategically and taking bold action to build the future that you actually want. Which, of course, brings us to one last really important question. If a tool is this powerful, there have to be some rules, right? Some ethical lines to consider. So what are the limitations? And what are the lines you just shouldn't cross? We're going to get into all of that in our next explainer.